Mike Carey here, and you're listening to the So We Don't Forget podcast. And there you go.
Welcome to So We Don't Forget, the podcast where two siblings talk about stuff so we don't forget. I'm Felicia.
And I'm Jeremy.
Welcome. Thanks again, Mike, for that intro.
You're the man, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
You're real MVP. And a quick shout out to our contest winners. Everyone give a round of applause for Alexandra and Tatiana.
Yeah, welcome.
They're in the audience today. So very nice of you guys to be here.
Live.
They were watching this live. We did have our third winner who did not contact us back, and we didn't get a reply, so unfortunately they did not show up today. But 2 out of 3 is still pretty good.
That's right. We do have 2, so there you go.
A round of applause to the winners.
Today we will...
Yes.
We also say we were talking about finishing up our series here.
But real quick, if you look at our microphones, man. We official now. We got stickers.
That's right.
That is the sticker that you can win for the next contest.
That's right. You could.
Contest. What the hell is a contest?
I don't know.
Yep. And Tatiana and Alexander are in the chat, and they're just saying about how they like this the sticker so far.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, we can comment as long as they comment appropriate things.
Yes, appropriate things.
We can, say some of their comments there.
Well, yeah, not to cut you off, but I just wanted to point out the stickers to everyone. Just because if you're listening to this, obviously you should be watching on YouTube so you can see the stickers.
Yeah, you got to see the stickers. That's for you, Tanya, for the inappropriate comments.
Yep,
so let's say today we're
right?
gonna finish out our Music That Made Us series. This is part 3, I believe. And then,
yeah, part 3, right? Yeah, part three. Yep.
At the end, we'll be announcing what our next series is. So make sure you listen all the way through. I guess if you want to skip to the end, but that's kind of weird. But whatever.
We're not going to tell you the time frame for that because we're just not going to do that.
You're gonna have
we
to
do have
listen.
a few things to cover before we get into the podcast today. But so what do you want to cover first? Yeah, that's what we do.
I just wanted to give a shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks for hooking us up with them tickets last night.
Big time.
Yeah, thank you,
round of applause to them.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah,
we went out to the game last night. Went with
first time there.
Yes, first time
For all of us.
And I thought about it after. I'm like, why didn't we take a picture for the podcast? We had a picture of.
I took a picture of us on the seats, or in our seats.
Well, just you and me.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, because we weren't sitting next to each other.
We failed. We took us, my husband Jamal, and then 2 of our siblings, Alexandria and Thaddeus. There we are. Those seats were amazing. I'll go ahead and show you here. Because we were, booking the seats, and we're like, where do we sit? And Thaddeus is like, I want to sit close. And I told him the price, and he's like, okay, we'll sit up in the nosebleeds.
Do you have a picture of where we originally were?
I wish I had a picture of the view from there, but I don't. But I took a picture of up where it was going to be. So let me just grab that real quick.
Yep, and then I have a picture of where we actually were.
So here's a picture here. We were supposed to be sitting, hard to see, but way up the very top, literally from the back wall, only a few rows. And that's where they hooked us up with.
Yeah. So basically what happened was we ordered tickets on Ticketmaster. And
we
then
were close.
Yeah, we're trying. Jamal said we were so close he could see the sweat on those people. And we were up there and we're looking. We're like, this is ours, but there's people in our seats. We're like, that's weird. Yeah, Giannis, which Felicia was very worried about Giannis. She's like, is he going to be there? Is he going to be there? And then turns out he got to play last night.
He was hurt. He played through his injury, so thank you, Giannis.
He's a good guy. We like Giannis. I mean, I'm a Bulls fan, but it was still fun. Anyway, so we went to our seats, and all of a sudden we're like, what the heck will do, man? There's people in our seats. So we ended up getting someone. He wasn't an usher. Turns out he was a 50-50 raffle guy. He's like, well, I'm just a 50-50 raffle guy. Let me get an usher.
This is a picture about where we would have sat.
So, then he brought an usher over. He's like, well, actually, I'm helping this person. I'll be right back. And then we went from there, and then he got another usher. He came over. He asked the person. The person did have tickets. Turns out they double sold the ticket somehow. And then
I don't know how. If the guy didn't,
right?
I'm not saying he photoshopped his ticket. Maybe he did.
Maybe he did.
Maybe he did.
So then they're like, well, we're gonna get you better. We're gonna get you different seats so you can all sit together. So okay, because we have 5 of us.
The funny thing is, while we were waiting for him to,
oh, your drink.
my ice.
Oh, nice.
When we were waiting for him to figure it out. Thaddeus was standing there. We're all standing there holding our Chick-fil-A bags.
Yeah, we got Chick-fil-A
food.
first.
And behind Thaddeus was on the TV. It said, "The Bucks. We've got a seat for you." And I
sure
was
about
like,
that?
well, they didn't
Maybe
at
not.
that time.
I was joking. I was like, I ain't never coming back to this place. So then the guy was like, oh, well, we need your number, and then we're going to text you tickets. They texted Felicia, and then instead of, we were supposed to sit in 217, Felicia's like, this is 116. I was like, oh, okay. So then the funny thing was, before we went upstairs, we couldn't figure out how to get upstairs. This is, again, first time we ever been there. And Jamal asked an usher. Well, the usher that he asked was the same usher we saw again to get to our new seats.
That's right.
But which I seen her put her glasses on to double check. She's probably like, are you sure about this, dude? But anyway.
Like you were just here.
Yeah, so we were walking down, and I'm waiting for us to stop, and Felicia just keeps turning around like, nope, it's farther down.
I was like, I hope I don't fall. Do you see this?
Yep,
We're
and I'm like,
getting closer.
yep, and then I look again, and I'm like, no. She's like, nope, we're still going. And then we're like, damn, we sit down. The original
We
plan,
were
too, was like, oh, we're just going to pay
close.
this money. Tickets were $19 with Ticketmaster fees. It was like 20, just under 25. And we're like, well, maybe we'll walk around a little bit, you know, check out the stadium. And then we sat down in the seats. We're like, we ain't leaving.
No,
Nope.
and I didn't realize, like, I've only other been to, like, professional-wise, like, baseball.
Mhm.
And baseball is, like, way slower. The basketball game is, like, very fast-paced. It's, like, entertainment. There's lights. There's music. There's, like, all this stuff coming out for commercial breaks. Like, it's
crazy.
very entertaining. Very entertaining.
It's the first NBA basketball game I've been before because I've been to high school and stuff like that. But yeah, because like I was telling her too, baseball, like they've implemented a pitch clock. I haven't been since they did that, but I still feel it'll be longer. But anyway, like, she sat down and then we started eating our Chick-fil-A. We're just sitting there like, damn. I told Jamal, I'm like, we must have some good karma on
Crazy.
our side or something.
And I had looked up those seats, those exact seats for tomorrow's game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, how much do those seats cost? It's a little more because it is Friday compared to a Wednesday game.
Yeah.
But if we went on Friday, we'd be paying before fees $158 per seat.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
Someone
we made
actually
out
wrote
good.
me. They were like, "You got good seats last night." I was like, "We paid for like $20 seats."
Yep.
Yeah, those seats were. I was like,
And that game went
"Damn,
fast
like,
too. I mean,
So
we did miss
fast.
the first quarter. We did see tip off. We was walking around, but then but we sat down and like just finished the first quarter. But we're like, it was worth it for all this.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, technically, if that guy would have moved over, like we could have fit in there. But like he didn't want to move. I don't know. He seemed
No.
kind of like irritated.
He
And I
did.
was looking, and I'm like, well, there's seats like right in that row, like right next to us. Maybe they'll just put us there. But they hooked us up. I wish I would have known what the guy's name is, but that guy that helped us out, like he
I
was
tried to
so
look. I
nice.
didn't see what his name was on his name tag. It looked like it was turned around or
Ah.
something.
And the thing is, I want to
Shout
go
out to him.
back so bad,
Yeah.
so bad now. But I know that we can't afford those tickets again.
Right.
But
Because
it,
I
it
want
would
to
still
go,
be fun.
but yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm a Bulls fan. I would go to a Bucks game in just because of the atmosphere. But I mean, obviously, I would like to see Bucks and Bulls. But obviously, that's going to be more money too if you do that. But it was just
Yeah,
fun
that's true.
time all around.
We'll be sitting in the nosebleeds for those for sure.
Yeah, I would like to go to the United Center, but also Pfizer Forum is like half an hour from us. Well, from Felicia's house. For me, I
It's
think it's
close.
like 40 maybe. You know, the highway
And
and,
the
all that
parking,
shit.
the parking was literally right next door. Because when you look up how
Yep.
to walk there, it says it takes like 5 minutes. But it was like the stadium, the parking lot. Like
Yep.
you just like
You
you
walk
just
right
walked.
outside. And it wasn't that bad outside either.
I would say we were
mean, it was
blessed
foggy,
with the
but-
weather last night. Because
Yeah.
foggy on the way home, yeah, I couldn't see shit. I'm glad I didn't drive. Jamal
I'm glad
drove.
Jamal drove. Yeah, I mean, it was a little crazy on the way there. If you check out
But
the vlog
temperature
from it,
wise,
by the time this post, I think my vlog should be up by then. But
oh yeah, and check out mine on Broke Girl Travels. I'll have one on there. It's gonna be a lot of game footage because I was
Same.
just
I was just
I couldn't
dumbfounded.
believe how close we were.
I was joking with Jamal at one point because like I said, we're sitting next to each other, and I was like, I'm sitting here filming with my camera, and I feel like I'm the one recording for TV. I'm so close. He started laughing. He's like, yeah. I'm like, it's such good quality.
Oh, it was amazing.
A different
And
vibe.
I was into it.
Yeah, I
Yelling at
could
the
tell.
players and and the refs. It was
The
awesome.
guys next to me too were because normally you hear people who are like, oh, be quiet, whatever. But no, it's like it was tasteful and stuff because you could tell they could hear it too.
Oh yeah, and like the game was really good. It was pretty close.
yeah.
Like the Bucks were a little bit ahead, but
Yeah, but at the end it was
kept
like
getting
close
it
to
was
10 or
getting a little
something.
close.
Then Giannis out of nowhere was just like dunking like crazy, like check me out, man. It was funny.
Yeah.
I think it was at the end of the second quarter. I was joking with Jamal because in my mind I'm like, I need to record the end of the quarter. I feel like something crazy gonna happen, and I believe it was Damian Lillard or Bobby Portis. One of them hit a jumper as the like buzzer expired, and people went nuts. I'm like, I just
Oh.
decided just to record for whatever reason.
I gotta watch. I love that stuff though when
Yeah.
stuff like that happens and everyone's going nuts.
But there was always
It was
something.
amazing.
I highly recommend going to a. I get the allure of going to an NBA game now. I get it. Because like we're even talking like baseball is.
I'm getting some merch now.
Yeah, I was joking. I was like, we always like, oh, let's go to baseball, but now it's like, you know what? I think I'm a basketball guy. I get the point.
It was fun. And
because like on TV, it's like
they had that huge T-shirt cannon, ridiculously huge.
Because like on TV, like I'll be honest, I don't watch too much basketball on TV just because I don't know, just the pacing's different, But it's one of those things like if you're there, it's different, because you can see everything what's going on. Like something I didn't know was that you have the people like cleaning the court as everyone's on the other side of the court. I never noticed that before.
I thought they only did if like something happened like right in front of them. I didn't realize they were doing it the entire game.
That's
like
cool.
cleaning.
Yeah, I'm just looking at our chat here. I see Alexander.
Alexander said she orders a Bucks shirt last night.
Yep. Good job.
Which one did you get?
Yeah.
I want a Giannis one, and I also want a Bobby one. Because I was saying, I was like, oh, that's that one guy. Forget his first name. I was like, he's got the crazy eyes. And I looked at him, I was like, oh, yeah, Bobby. So I kept yelling at him.
I will say, though,
mad.
like I said, I'm a Bulls fan, but I do like the green that the Bucks have. Which they wore green last night.
Beautiful.
I love that
green.
I should have worn my green. I have that green hat I bought for Christmas with the gingerbread man on it. I was going to wear it, and I didn't. I wore my Speckers hat. I was like, I should have worn it. If we go next time, I'll wear that hat. But Alexander said, I didn't think I would have so much fun. Like, I was excited for the experience, but the seat and vibes blew me out of the water. Like, I told them, like, I feel like if we would have sat in the other seats, we would have had a good time. But just for, like, the whole thing, she bought the shirt you want. It says Bobby, 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 yeah, Bobby.
Oh, you got the Bobby, Bobby. I want that one.
Felicia literally walked around and said, I want that shirt.
And I swear to God, like, I was in bed last night. I was like, I can't fall asleep. Like, I was hyped. Like, you, like, come home from, like, a concert or something. I was excited. I was like, damn, that was awesome.
It was. I want to go again. So yeah, sorry. Sucks for you, John, since you didn't go, but Thaddeus got to go.
Oh,
so
amazing.
Good. Yeah, great time.
So
but shout out to the Bucks for getting us those good tickets.
Yes.
You do real MVP. If you want to do it again, you can just let us know.
Let us know.
Yeah, so you definitely want to shout out the Bucks for that because that was pretty damn awesome.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yep. Whose phone was that?
Was that yours? Oh, you know what?
Jamal?
It's my frickin'. I got to put my phone in airplane mode because it's coming through the what do you call it? Computer.
Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake.
I got one short story before we get into our comments here, and then we can
Is it
finish
what
up.
my dog's wrecked this week or no?
Yes and no.
Okay, well let's hear it.
The dogs didn't wreck anything this week because I've been home. We've been off this week. So yeah, and then we're still recording for you guys even on our vacation here.
Our vacation this week. Yeah, we did watch a lot of movies too. Yeah, which is fine.
It's a staycation, but it's been,
as they say,
fun.
Recharge the old batteries. Which honestly, I feel my batteries have been recharged.
And I'm gonna tell you, like,
good food, good snacks, good company, and good movies.
I hate saying because it's Thursday now, and this week has gone fast. Because I was thinking this morning, I feel like we just recorded, and I'm like, I hate that. Because
that was my thought. When we were talking about the podcast last night, I was like, that's tomorrow already.
And now we have to wait so long for the next vacation.
I know, but we're already talking about maybe doing like a weekend trip or something. But yeah, anyway, you go ahead and with your story, and then I'll say what I was going to say.
Going.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll just talk about the dog. It's not even what they wrecked. It was just a funny thing. I was like, I gotta mention that, and we can talk a little bit about our vacation week.
Okay. Yep.
The funny thing was, because I'm trying to think, I'm like, they didn't wreck nothing that I know of. But the funny thing was that Jeremy was here. When I was feeding Chloe one day, and Chloe sits up between the ottoman and like the couch, and I'm sitting there with her, and I feed her. She has her bowl and her spoon and whatever, and I'm feeding her, and Jeremy's just sitting there looking. He's like, that's Chloe's spoon? I was like, yeah. Oh, she got her spoon? I was like, Jeremy, before you say anything else, this is the dog spoon. It only stays in her bowl. We don't use it. Oh, I was just wondering. I didn't know if you just taken spoons out. And he's like, oh man, I can't eat here. They got dog lips all over. He's watching Chloe's lips off. Yeah. But that was my funny thing.
It's just because I saw it, and for whatever reason that went my mind. But the funny thing is, like, the whole time Jamal just sitting there, like, smiling, like, wanting to laugh at me. He's like, Jeremy, you really think we're that nasty of people? I said, no, I was just making sure,
I just don't know if I was
just next time I need a spoon, I'm not asking for a spoon. Never mind. But no, it was funny.
Yeah, but that was my funny thing. But we did. We watched a lot of movies.
Yeah, me and Boo were talking about it last night. So, I was gonna say the one night. We ended up staying 2 nights just because that was the night it was super, super foggy out. and icy, which Felicia said
It
she
was
saw a lot of people on the
ice.
highway like crashing, which I'm glad I didn't go because I was already tired too.
He's like, well, that's good.
We still DoorDash, but anyway, the first day we
He's
watched
like, them people. Just kidding, DoorDash.
the first Twilight, which I want to say, the first Twilight, I literally bought stars because they're all on there, and then now they're all off, but they're on Peacock, which I have Peacock, which is fine.
Oh, there you go.
But it's like whatever. So we watched Twilight. Then Tatiana had never seen Homecoming, so we watched Spider-Man
Oh
Homecoming.
yeah, Spider-Man.
So we watched that. Which my favorite part of that movie was spoiler. I mean, it came out like 2017, so you should know by
He's
now.
like, if you didn't watch it, that's
Yeah.
on you.
So like the main villain is this girl's dad that this guy likes, Tom Holland's character with Spider-Man. So Jamal and I are like kind of snickering, like almost smiling as he's like walking to the door to pick her up for prom, and her dad
You're
opens
like,
the
oh,
door.
Yeah.
So I just look at Tanya, her mouth just goes. She is like dumbfounded.
I
She can't
remember
believe it. We
when we
started
first saw that.
laughing.
Ooh.
I mean, right the first time I saw it too, I was like, "What?"
What?
And the funny thing is like Tatiana's starting to have a heart attack over here because she's stressing out because then
I was shocked
Spider-Man
with that.
knows, but the guy doesn't know, and then he's taking them, and he's like, "Oh, like how was your trip, or whatever?" She just said, "I was shocked." Yeah. So then it's funny because he's like taking prime. He's like, "Oh, I'll drive him, going to town, whatever," and he's like asking questions about him, whatever, just to like get to know him. And then he starts saying about their Washington trip, and he's like, "Yeah, it was pretty scary." And she's like, "You weren't even there." He's like, "Oh, I was on the ground." He said, "Huh, really?" And there was something else happened. She's like, "No, you weren't even there either." He's like, "Huh?" And then he put two and two together. He's like, "This Spider-Man." So then, like, he tells him, like, "It's my daughter, whatever. I'll let you go. Just, like, let it be or whatever." And then Tatiana's, like, pretty much rocking back and forth, freaking out. Tatiana just said, "Yeah, the girl wouldn't shut the up." No, she wouldn't. But
She kept going.
fantastic movie. I loved it. I mean, I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it in a while. Maybe want to watch all the Spider movies again. I will say, if we're going by just Spider-Man alone, like, Tom Holland to me is, like, still number one because, like, he, like, brought it back in, whatever. But I do like Tom Holland Spider-Man a lot, too. I like all three of them, which, oops, I hit my microphone, sorry. Because, like, for the longest time, I would not watch The Amazing Spider-Man, and Jamal would tell me, just watch it, it's good. And I finally watched
hit
it.
my mic. What are we doing
Yeah,
here?
I don't know. But I finally watched it once, and I was like, damn, actually is really good. It's just funny to me,
Yeah.
though, that everyone talks about the Amazing Spider-Man movies, number 1 and 2, and they didn't get a third, and they're fine. But as soon as Far From Home came out, or No Way Home came out, and all three of them were there, I was like, oh, we need Amazing Spider-Man 3. It's like, where were you guys with this energy before, Yeah.
They didn't like it, but I thought he was good.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't watch it because a lot of people said it sucked. I finally watched it, and I was like, I should have watched this before it was good. But so we watched Homecoming, and then, that's the night that we watched Us, the Jordan Peele movie.
Jeremy
which
was shooketh.
I was stressed. This is why,
He was
okay?
very stressed.
My name is Jeremy,
was
if you don't
stressed.
know. And I would say my lucky number is 1111, or just 11, sorry, because my birthday is 1111. Well, we're just watching a movie. All of a sudden, this guy's holding the sign. It says Jeremiah 1111. I'm like, what the dude? Jamal's like, what? I said
He
my
did not
name,
like it.
my lucky number. He said, I didn't even think about that. It kept popping up in the movie. I'm like, what the
Jamal was laughing.
He thought it was hilarious. So then I felt bad because then Luna, poor Luna the dog, she feeds off other people's energy. She was freaking out and stressed out because I was stressed out.
He had her stressed.
I'm sorry,
he's out there
Luna.
freaking out, hyperventilating, and Luna's like, "Oh my god."
I wasn't exactly
Should I be
hyperventilating,
scared?
but I had some issues. But at the end, I was fine, whatever. And at one point, Jamal went to turn it off. I'm like, what are you doing? He said, you said you're freaking out. I said, Jamal, I'm already like halfway through this movie. I need to know what happens now. He said, good. He put it back
Now
on.
we gotta finish it.
After that, it wasn't bad. My thing is, I thought they're going to be like, I don't know, like be really gory. It wasn't too bad, but really, really good.
It's more, to me,
It's
it's
a
not
thriller.
gory. It's just more that makes, a thriller, makes you like kind of
and
uneasy.
certain blood, yeah. Plus the blood, not a big fan. I don't like blood in general, but his
And the ending to me was like, the
I know.
ending's crazy.
What Jamal told me, which I agree with, he said the ending makes the entire movie, which it does. Once you see that, how crazy it was, but so good. And then what
Twilight
else?
2.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the next day we watched Twilight 2. We watched.
So what do you think about Twilight now that you finally have seen?
I will say, which
I
was talking to Karina about this last night, because her and Doug were still awake when I got home after the game last night. We were talking about it because we were talking about movies I watched. Karina right away said, "Yeah, the first Twilight kind of sucks." I'm like, it kind of sucks a little bit, yeah. I'm like, but it gets better from there. Which Jamal did tell me. He said you're gonna have to brave through the first movie to get through the other ones, which I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I did brave through the first movie. I will say the second movie is definitely better than the first. I
oh
do
yeah,
want.
and it just honestly just gets better.
Yeah, I just want to watch it from there. It's not as bad as I thought. I will say that.
When
I
you
mean,
saw the ending though of or the number two
Yeah,
one,
number two,
were
yeah.
you like, I kind of want to see what happens now?
I do, but at the same time, it's like I bet like teenage girls were eating that up when they saw it in theaters back in 2009.
Oh, when it ended like that, and
He's
they were
like,
probably like,
"Marry me,
they
Bella."
probably
They're like,
screaming.
"Oh my God!"
Oh, they're probably
Yeah.
just going through it.
Yeah, but then we also watched Kill Bill.
Another one that Jeremy was like, "What the?
Yeah.
Too much blood."
But then it went black and white, so it wasn't as bad. Then we watched Castaway
true.
for the first time. I'd never seen Castaway. That was very good.
Very
And then
good.
we also
Bad.
watched Shutter Island for Tatiana because she'd never seen it. I haven't seen that movie in years, but it's funny
Oh,
because
it's so good.
no, I mean I wouldn't say spoiler warning, but it's been out since 2010. Okay, I mean it's been like
So
14
if you
years.
haven't watched it, that's
Yeah.
on you.
So the funny thing about Shutter Island is that like he is pretending he thinks he's a detective, but really he ends up being a patient. It's like a whole ploy or whatever. But Tatiana never seen it, so she didn't know. And like there's little cues throughout the movie you'll catch on that I was trying to pay attention to, be mindful of, that like tells you it's all fake for him. It's like just for him. But it's funny because he gets to the scene where he's on the small island for the lighthouse, and Tatiana says, if he ends up being a patient, I'm gonna be mad. But then he ends up being a patient, and you find out, and she's like, it was so much worse. He's not just being a patient.
Oh.
You find out that his wife murdered his kids, so then he murdered her, and then he went insane, and he tried to, he like blocked out that he even had kids to like hide him from that, and he said, oh, his wife died in, she burned their apartment down, which is not what happened. She did burn their apartment down, but they didn't die because he couldn't live with the fact. And the twist is that he says
Crazy.
something along the lines of, what's worse, living as a monster or dying as one, or something like that, or dying as a good man. I think it was something like
Yeah,
that.
that's what he says.
So it was just like, whew. Tatiana just said
She
she's still
says-
thinking about it.
And that's why I think you need to watch Inception.
Yeah, so we were talking about that too. Inception is the next movie we're gonna watch. I don't know when we're gonna watch it, but I need Tatiana to watch. I haven't seen that in years either. I've seen it in theaters twice, and I have Blu-ray and everything. But it was funny
I haven't seen it.
because we watched
since.
the DVD of Shutter Island, Kill Bill, and Castaway because Jamal brought his DVDs up. He was like, "So he's like, look at this, guys. I'm a
Part of
DVD
his
guy again."
It's only part of his collection
Yeah.
too.
It was just funny too, though, because
Maybe,
like
boo.
he was, yeah, maybe, who knows? But it was funny for the fact that he's like, I have this new PlayStation with the digital. How am I gonna watch it? I'm like, you literally have a PlayStation 4 still sitting right there. He's like, is it gonna work? I'm like, yeah. They put
Boot it
on.
up.
I was like, look at that. I will say though, it was a little funny because we watched Kill Bill, and then the quality from that to all the other movies was like insane. Just like,
oh, you're
how
like,
much,
oh wow, look at this. We're in HD now.
yeah, it's like, whoa. Which makes me think if we watch it on like a streaming service, how much better it would be too. But yeah, so Inception, Tatiana needs to watch it. It's like another 2-hour movie. That's another movie that's crazy,
It's
but
good.
very good movie. And I think that's all I had to say about that. I guess we'll go into comments real quick because we're not there yet, and it's
Yes,
almost, we're 20-something
time-wise.
minutes in. Yeah, my bad. It
While
just
you do
happens.
that,
But
I'm just gonna scooch out of the way so everyone can see. I was working on my
Yep.
room a little bit more today. I've done art stuff before. I haven't done it in a long time. I'm trying to be more creative this year. I think as Jeremy had mentioned himself,
Mhm.
in a multitude of ways. So I put up some more stuff. So I'll let you look at it when Jeremy reads some of the comments. The
Yep.
only thing I haven't done up here would be this picture of Boo Boo Bear that's done by Art by the Tanya Brown. Check her out.
Yep, there you go. All right, so you ready for me to read these comments?
Yes, as I did
I'm just
off the way
scrolling
so
through.
everyone can look at my art.
No problem. All right, we are. Oh, Tatiana's tapping in the chat. I just popped up that Tatiana was
I
typing.
was
What
gonna
she
say,
say?
love the art. Thank you.
Tatiana says, like, when the one guy said that they all go along
you,
with
Tati.
whatever reality the patient thinks it is, I'm like, oh my God, he was talking about him. We're talking about Shutter Island still. All right, so comments on the video. I'll be honest, I've been kind of lazy with reels this week because we're on vacation. I took it as like a reset week. But shout out to Felicia. She has been helping me. She's posted a couple reels, so shout out to Felicia for helping out with that too.
Yes, thank you. I'm working on try to get one out today and
I'll go from there.
well, today or tomorrow probably for the last one. But yeah, you said kind of like a slower week. I did comment coming back to a couple comments yesterday though, as we were driving out to go to breakfast.
That's smart. Yeah, breakfast.
I'll
Oh
let
yeah,
you
we forgot
take
we went to breakfast too. Don't forget about that. I forget the place in Racine we went, but we went to Egg Harbor in Lake Geneva, which is one of my all-time favorite breakfast places. That place is just so good. The vibes, the people, everything just amazing about it. And it's Lake Geneva. 11 out of 10. I had an omelet, which with create your own omelet with sausage, bacon, and mozzarella cheese. Delicious. And toast. I like toast at my
right.
breakfast. I'm a toast guy. Anyway, all right, we'll get to the comments here. The first one is from Alexander Leach. Says, congratulations, Tatiana. So congratulations, Tatiana. I want to
There
point
you
out
go.
for the winners, as you've seen, it was not rigged, but it was funny because Tatiana was at my house as I was editing that part of the podcast.
Oh, was she?
And she just kind of like slid behind me, like behind this door behind me. And she's like, oh, what you edited? I'm just here. I'm just here. You know, I'm not looking or anything. And I was like, I can tell you who won. She's like, don't tell me. I said, I'm not going to. I said, if I told you, Felicia would be very upset. And plus, we already said we're not telling the winners. You have to watch it. And then Karina was
Right.
asking, she's like, oh, did you post it? I said, nope, it comes out tomorrow. It's like, oh, I thought maybe it was ahead of time. I'm like, nope. I'm like, she's like, you're not telling them? I said, no, we need the views. Because if you watch it, you're like, oh, maybe I won. Maybe I won. But it was just
Gotta
funny.
know.
So, yeah, but congratulations to them. The next one was Alexandra again. Hell yeah, which Tatiana or Alexandra told me that she woke up on Monday and Tatiana said, hey, she was standing over her, hey, do you want to know who won? I can tell you. She said, no, I know who the winners are. I can tell you right now.
Watch.
She's like, no. I'm like, Tatiana, did you skip for it? Maybe. But either
She
way.
wouldn't.
Yeah, so the next comment was actually Tatiana Leach. Yay, I won. The next comment, oh, we got a little hater here. It was from Jeremy Leach. Damn, I didn't win. This was rigged.
Wow.
Yep.
Hater.
Alexandra
Squinty
Leach. The next one was a clapping emoji for the TikTok fan. Alexander Leach again.
Yeah.
He probably did have long toenails. He probably did. That's Felicia referencing the dude she was playing Call of Duty
Call
with.
of Duty, who
Yep.
was rude, call me a.
Alexandra, Squid Game's ending pisses me off. I agree. Alexandra, I just comment as I listen. I act like this is a conversation. Alexandra Leach again. You owe Felicia song title credits. She told me again in person
you.
too. Alexandra Leach, the music video with the guy with the deer head was terrifying to me as a kid.
I think she's talking about Fall
I
Out
was
Boy.
sugar were going down, yeah.
I thought that was cool.
So did I. I thought it was really cool.
Twist at the end, the dad to deer too. Remember, he had deer feet.
Yep, I do. Let's see. Oh, Alexander, shout out to you guys for making my whole music taste as a kid definitely shaped what I listen to now. You're welcome. Alexander said, I was 8, so if it's before our birthdays, you were 18 and 27, which means 2007. She said, shout out to Pastor Britt. Yep, shout out to Pastor Britt. Oh,
buddy?
we got a new comment from Karina. Doug fell asleep when you called him. That was in reference to us saying we tried to get him on the podcast and he didn't answer.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually at the doctor right now for his foot, which this
Okay,
is from 2 days ago.
Oh,
It's
she has the update?
Yeah, update. Well, this is 2 days ago update. He's still in a lot of pain. The doctor popped one of his blisters today. Then we commented, poor Dougie, which he was in a lot of pain. I'm going to say it doesn't look very good.
Them blisters got bad.
Yeah. Then she commented again, Karina, The Black
I'll find
Parade was
the
a great
updated
album.
picture.
I think I still have the CD somewhere at my mom's house. And then Felicia commented, such a classic, which reminds me, where's mine? I know I have one, and it was in my car. I don't remember if it's still there or not, but I know I have it. Like, it's like the one
You
with like,
lost it?
no, I don't remember if I brought it in the house or not when I got no, I think it is in that car because I have a CD player in that car. Anyway, like it has the sleeve on it. It's not just like the CD itself. It has like where they put sleeves on top of the CD. It has that.
Yes.
It still has that on there, so that's pretty cool. But I do agree, Black Parade was a great album. Then she commented again, can the next giveaway also include a cup like yours, but like a Hello Kitty one? And then we just put a face.
Good. Never know.
Never know. Karina, again, all good band songs you are bringing up. Well, thank you. When we were commented, actually, thank you. It was a different time for music, which is true. And then
Yeah, it was.
Karina said, I gave Doug sleepy time tea. Just kidding. Then we said, so that's what happened.
That's right.
And that's
If
all.
anyone's curious,
Yep.
he's currently going over further testing to check out his ankle.
His condition.
So, yes, thoughts and prayers out to
Thoughts and
Doug.
prayers to
Hopefully
Doug.
he had a
Segue here from
speedy
Alexandria.
recovery.
I was like 6. I thought I would turn into a deer. That was reference to
Can I-
sugar going down.
I do have
Oh, Tatiana
one
did a
other
praying emoji.
thing to show.
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, yes, prayers
That's all
to
the
Doug.
comments from YouTube. I didn't see much of the other ones. Like I said, it's been a slow week for us. We haven't posted a lot, but go ahead.
That's right.
Which is fine.
Okay, here's just
Sometimes you got to take time for yourself.
just in case anybody needs to see this.
Oh, God. I knew you were going to show this.
Jeremy, no!
That was me right after I got off of work. Hold on, then I look back at the screen. I'm like, that was not fun.
He says, "Always watch your step."
Tatiana
for
put in
the
the chat,
updated-
oh no, Jeremy!
Oh no, Jeremy!
Oh
I was looking for Doug's updated picture for his
no! Ankle?
his leg, but yeah, I was just having trouble finding it. Oh, here we go. If you're squeamish, look away.
If you're not, look again.
That's bad.
That's what happens when
And
you
the
get
thing is that
frostbite.
we keep showing the blisters, and that's not his even original injury, as we said. His original is like the Achilles thing or whatever.
Yeah, sprained his ankle bed and like something to do with the Achilles or whatever. But yeah, but also he gave himself frostbite. That's painful. I know he's still having trouble walking, so pray like thoughts and prayers for Doug. You got this, Doug. You can do it.
Yes,
I was
sir.
gonna say something else and I forgot what it was. I don't remember. But yeah, that was before he popped his blisters. Though his blisters got popped. I don't have that picture. I don't want to show it. So
I have
it's
it, but
nasty. Yeah, it's
I can't
pretty
find it.
nasty. Then we might get content warning if we show that.
we already showed enough.
That's true. Right. So, and Tatiana Alexander, I hope that you know that just because you're in the audience doesn't mean you can't comment on this again when the video goes live. So
That's right, because don't forget, anyone listening, watching, whatever you're doing, all the comments now do go towards the next giveaway.
I did tell Karina that last night. She said, I'm going to have to comment then.
Comment, Karina. I know you started.
Yep.
Keep commenting, and we'll
The winner, one
We'll
of the
show
winners
we didn't,
gets one of these stickers.
That's right. They do get one of the stickers. And there is something else, but we'll further tell you that
Yep.
in future episodes.
Yeah, and judging by how our audience goes, if they like it or not, it might be considered into the next giveaway.
There you go.
Yep.
All right, that's for our comments and to our music.
Mhm.
That was a question?
We can get to it. I don't have anything
Okey-doke.
else to talk about. I already checked. There's nothing else really comment. Like I said, again, slow week, but that's okay. The only problem with this is I have so many albums on here that I'm not going to be able to mention. Which I think at the end I'll just go rapid fire, just name them off one after the other.
And I already know that there's already so many that I can't even remember. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh yeah,
Right, but we can't make this series go on forever. So
We
I mean, we
could, but we won't.
could. Yeah, we could. We won't. I'll let you go first.
Okay, this one, I try to make sure I check everything off. And I don't believe I wanted to talk about this one last week, but I don't think we had enough time. So
Never
stop
enough
me
time.
if I did.
Okay.
There's never enough time. It was two albums that had both songs on it that I had liked from 2001 and 2003. Alicia Keys. Your eyes were like
trying to
songs in
remember
A
that, but
minor and the Diary of Alicia Keys. I remember.
Yep. We didn't talk about it, so no.
Okay, I was like, I don't remember if I talked about it. I know I wanted to, but I remember when her songs came out, and I was like, oh, this is different. And I don't know, I thought she was really cool, and
She still
I
is.
want to say it was, well, yeah,
Plus, she plays the out
I
of the
think-
piano.
she does, and I want to say Fallen. That was the first. Was that the first song I think of hers that I was like,
I feel
oh,
like it.
okay. Because Fallen came out around the same time as some other song. And I was like, wow. Oh, and If I Ain't Got You.
Mm.
That was the other one. Yeah, Fallen was first. And then If I Ain't Got You was on the next one. But I remember those came out and I was like, dang, this is good. And I was like, oh. And I thought her hair was the coolest. She had on like the micro braids back then. I don't think they were micro. I think she just had box braids, but I thought her hair was really cool.
So what
But,
albums did you
I
mention?
still,
Again, sorry.
songs in A minor,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Diary of Alicia Keys.
Oh. There's another song from her album in 2007. I know there's some song, but the one that I know a lot is No One.
Oh, no one.
No one.
Classic.
Superwoman's on there too. Go Ahead, Listen, Learn, Reckless Love, Change Love Affair.
She just makes such good music. And now
Yeah.
she does that whole
Wow.
no makeup thing and
I'm not saying wow with that. Tatiana just put in the chat, 2007 is a good year. Yeah, it's because the year you were born,
Oh, I wonder why.
Tanya. But yeah,
But yeah, that's
she got
on
some
my
good
list.
music though.
Really good.
Mm-hmm. One that I don't know if Felicia will have, but I'm sure she will because we listened to the of it, is A Fever You Can't Sweat Up by Panic at the Disco, 2005.
Yeah. Yep. There it is. Now
Yep.
I see it. I'm like, I know it's on my list.
Because
Oh,
we listened to
mark
that.
it off.
Yeah, that song
Oh,
or
it
that
was
album is so good. I mean, obviously, what the heck is the name of that song? I can't even think about it. It's right there. I Write Sins on Tragedies. Obviously, that song.
Oh yeah.
But
Classic.
the whole album is so good, especially No Difference Between. That one's a good. Let's see here. I'm just looking at all of them. Time to Dance, Lines is the most fun a girl can do without taking her clothes off. but it's better if you do. Like the whole album, it sounds crazy titles, but it's actually like really good music.
Back when that's how people like made their titles.
Yeah, and then they went to the next. I mean, the next album was good, but it just wasn't the same because they like switched their whole, I guess you could say, vibe or whatever. But it was still good. I still liked it a lot.
It was good. That was back when like Panic and Fall Out Boy, they had like them long song titles.
Yep. And
so
it was like
I also made long song titles. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do.
Right, like that's what I do. I remember one. It takes motivation to climb down the ladder was a song title we had.
Yeah,
And
I remember
what was the
that.
one? The Hippos one. Hippos don't accept candies from strangers or something like that.
Wow, I forget about that.
Those are some deep cuts. That's back when we were Theories None to Fall too.
I don't even remember what the Hippo song sounded like.
I can hear the piano in my part and the piano in my head. I honestly might have it on my computer somewhere. I'm not gonna play it, obviously, but
obviously,
Felicia's like, "Don't you dare even think about it."
Don't push play. But no, yeah.
So that was a great album.
So
Fear
we
You Can't
did
Sweat
the
Out.
same thing.
Yeah, Fever You Can't Sweat Out though. Yeah, I was an Adventure Fall Boy, then I realized we went into a tangent last week talking about Fall Out Boy, so I'm like, never mind, I don't have to mention it because we already did.
We did. We talked about that.
Nope. All right, well then you can go next.
Okie dokie. I have one on here, and I remember thinking like, I'm like, wow, this album came out. This is kind of older than the rest of them. From 1999.
Ooh, okay.
So you're probably like, what the heck is this?
I have one that's around that time frame.
I can guess what yours is. But it is Christina Aguilera.
Oh, that's not what I thought
album.
it was. That's not what I thought it was.
Yeah, because that had like Genie in a Bottle, What a Girl Wants, I Turn to You.
You were obsessed
Come
with that
On
album.
Over, Reflections on there. That like, I just thought that was like such a good album. I know that was the time like everyone was either like Christina or Britney. And so I didn't really listen to Britney till like later on because I was like, no, Christina's better. Which I feel like if Britney Spears would have used her real voice, it would have sounded more like Christina Aguilera. But I just thought like she had like such a good voice, and like those were like classic songs.
Oh yes.
Still songs you can listen to today as well.
Oh yeah, they're still bangers. So the next one I'm gonna mention, is one that came out, 1997. That is The Color and The Color and the Shape by Foo Fighters.
And that one I thought you were gonna say.
I know, right? That had My Hero on there, and
classic.
And Everlong was on there as well. I mean, obviously more songs, but those
still
like
listen
the two.
To that today.
So do I. Me, yeah. To me, Everlong is one of those like all-time greatest songs of all time. It's just so good. My Hero as well, obviously, but especially the drum part in the beginning, which Random Fact, if you didn't know, I love Random Facts. How they recorded that drums was they put him like a big room with like, I've seen videos on YouTube about it, and he played like just the snare and the hi-hat thing, and he played the toms like in this big open space, and they put microphones that like get the big reverb effect. It's like do 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 sort of thing.
Sharon said it sounded just like that.
Yeah, just like that in my head, but very, very good. I was just randomly thought about the other day. I was listening to the song. I was like, I need to add this to the list. But yeah, so I didn't really listen to a lot of the. I mean, I listened to Foo Fighters I think around then, but later in life, I started listening to them as well.
I feel like I definitely did later on than as when that came out.
Yeah, but very good. Foo Fighters. I love the Foo Fighters. They're very good. R.I.P. to Taylor Hawkins. I know that happened like a couple years ago, but still, R.I.P. to Mr. Taylor Hawkins.
But still.
Yeah, so that's my next one. Probably not one you expected to hear, but it's still very good.
No, this one I'm gonna go to. We'll stay. I have to double check my year on this because I'm looking at this year, and to me this does not seem right.
Oh.
Because I have it as 2002, but I swear this album didn't come out around then. So I'm gonna double check. Oh my god, it did. What the Something Corporate, Leaving Through the Window, 2002.
Ooh. Damn, that's when it came out?
Which is crazy. I'm like, it came out in 2002, but it had like Punk Rock Princess, I Woke Up in a Car, If You See Jordan, The Astronaut, Hurricane, Drunk Girl, like...
Man,
so many.
So good. The first time I ever heard by them was I Woke Up in a Car. Remember the music video and everything?
Yes, I want to say that was my... If it wasn't the first one I heard, it was the one there I was like, dang, like,
that's cool.
I like this.
Especially for me, was seeing like Angel McMahon like playing the piano was like the front man of the band, not like off to the side. That was obviously there's Alicia Keys, but in like a rock band form, it's just like completely different to me.
Yeah, because normally like the person, like, if they were doing keys, they were like off to the side, like didn't really sing,
Maybe
like
backups
nothing,
or
but
something, but especially him like
Yeah,
was being like
to
the
be
actual front,
frontman.
like actual front man of the piano in the center and whatever. But I mean, we already talked about everything in Transit, so that goes into that too. But yeah, great out. That was a great album as well, man. I still listen.
And literally
Space is one of my favorite
I was
songs by
gonna
them
say,
too. I love Space.
I still listen to their music. Like all these people I do, I feel like I'll forget and I'm like, oh yeah. But there's like sometimes like I feel like I don't even like listen that much to. I'll listen to recent music, but sometimes I'm like, dang, I got to go back and listen to these like, because I think nobody really makes music like that anymore.
No.
Like all these like bands were mentioned, especially like the more like rock type. They're not. There's like some people like out there like you'll see on like TikTok and like YouTube like trying to bring it back, but like it's not mainstream and like at all
No.
like it was before.
I will say it is getting better mainstream wise as far as like the pop punk like music scene in general has been making a revival, like we've been kind of talking about. But which I'm glad to see. But at the same time, like you didn't hear it for years. Like on the radio, all you hear that's kind of part of the reason I don't really listen to the radio as much anymore. It's like all the same stuff, just like over and over again, like the same genre and stuff. Like it used to be like all over the place. Now it's just like one genre and that's it. No matter where you
it's
listen.
like
the same poppy stuff.
I would say it's that like poppy stuff with like the female vocalists and just like all their vocals sound the same.
Yep.
It's that like breathy, raspy kind of vocals. Or of course there's rap. I listen to a lot of rap, so like nothing against that, but like it's not how it used to be either. A lot of it is just like they all sound the same. And then there's country, and I don't know why country.
It's
so
like
popular.
it's like country pop now too.
It's not the same. I'll say
No.
old country, like 90s country, like that to me is good.
Yeah.
But like now it's almost like they'll like do like the bridge and like they're almost trying to like rap.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I feel like it started like mid 2000s because even before that, like I remember playing Rock Band Keith Urban and stuff. I should have put that album on here. I forget, but like I Told You So was like like that on there. Kiss a Girl and all that. Summer only you
John
can.
said, "Wow, nice shirt, Jeremy."
Oh, thank you.
What do I feel like that's sarcastic?
Oh, look at that! Woo!
What the hell? Where did that come from?
I forgot that happens on computer. Do 2 thumbs up. Do it. I'll do it.
I don't get it.
Oh, you must have turned yours off.
What even is it?
It's something just on it's our Max. Something that it does. Oh, it's called
Wow.
If you click on your camera up on the top where it says green, if you click on reactions, if it's in green, it's on. I thought I turned it off. Is it green or no?
I don't want to mess with it. I'm afraid I'm going to turn down the whole
This is a
thing.
studio light. What's that? Oh, wow. That's different.
Jeremy's like, let me mess with all this stuff while we're
Well,
recording.
because studio light, that just looks crazy. I'm curious. 1 second.
That's Jeremy without his
Wow.
ring light.
The studio light, that actually makes me look kind of good. I'm not going to lie. Look at that.
He said, I look kind of
This is
good
me
with my
without the
light.
studio light. This is with the studio light. I mean, makes the colors pop a little bit. I mean, they look kind of good there, big buddy. I'm going to leave that on, I think.
Jeremy said, I think I like it.
I think I like it. Anyway, yeah.
But I also want
Sorry, I got
to honorable
sidetracked.
mention a song Brandon brought up. Shout out Brandon. He brought it up yesterday, Moving to Seattle. Speaking of rock band.
By
Material?
the Material. We played that in
Materials?
Rock Band too. Yep.
Oh my God, we played
That was a
that
banger.
song.
Banger.
That song was good. And I was like, when he finished, I said, I'm like, I need to listen to that song again. I love that song.
Such a good song.
I remember listening and I'm like, we should go to Seattle and
Yep.
just let's go sing this song. Not that I wanted to really live
That reminds
there,
me
but I
of
just
playing
really
Rock
love the
Band.
song.
I'm just messing with my
Yeah,
camera now.
Rock
Just
Band
the
days.
difference, yeah. I just feel with the studio light activated on this, it just looks better. That's just me. Anyway, yeah.
So it's your go.
I'm debating if I want to mention these albums or the song. I can mention the song later. So I'm going to mention these back to back because I always feel like people always mention them back to back. And that would be Linkin
Back
Park,
to back.
Meteora, and Hybrid Theory.
Yes.
I still listen to those to this
Those
day.
are.
So good.
I'll read John's comment after we talk about this. Well, Alexander is talking about what John's saying. He's doing thumbs down. No, because those are really good. Obviously, we were just talking about in our last one, just like how Jeremy's really trying to. Oh, angry. How much those songs are like. I know we keep saying they're all classics, but like literally they are because people are still like listening.
There's
to
lasers.
Jeremy's got a rave over there. That's how Jeremy feels when he listens to Linkin Park.
Ah! Kevin! Ah! That's Jamal.
Oh, yeah, when he screams in the car.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of what song did I listen to at first where I was like, oh, I'm listening to Linkin Park. I'm sure
I know we
one of those
listened
albums.
to a lot of Somewhere I Belong at first. I
Was
want to
it-
heal. I want to feel. Or Breaking the Habit. It might have been that one. Listen to a lot of that
I think
one.
it was because I can remember the music video like clear. Because I remember we were listening to them and then they did that collab with Jeremy's birthday with Jay-Z.
Yep.
And
Oh,
for
yeah.
us, we are like, oh, who is this guy? And then we kind of listened to some of his music. And the funny thing
The
was
Collision Course.
later on, talking to Jamal, he said that he listened to Jay-Z and he saw that and he's like, oh, wow, who's Linkin Park?
Really?
So it was funny that we both
like
had watched the
opposite.
thing and
Yeah.
we're like, oh, who's that? Who's the other people?
I was watching a thing recently about Mike Shinoda talking about that whole like collaboration. He said that like because Linkin Park was like at a certain level at that point, they're pretty big, and especially they had rapping and stuff in theirs, whatever. And he said they were talking like Jay-Z's manager wanted him to do something with some band, and he himself was the one who picked Linkin Park. He's like, I want to make an album with Linkin Park. And then Mike Shinoda was saying, he said the funny thing was, he said, here I am, this massive Jay-Z fan, like holy, we're actually making an album with this dude. So
they were excited.
oh yeah, he said they were pumped. Which that whole album in itself was just awesome. Especially Numb always comes to mind because that's such a good mashup.
And I'll say, like it blended so
Yes, it
well
did.
together. Like both their
I
styles
feel
was,
there's
like,
not
perfect.
any other two artists you could do that would be so perfect.
No, like you would be like, it kind of fits, but
Yeah.
like that was.
I'm sure part of it too
good.
was like Linkin Park was like because like Mike was like being like part of like producer or whatever. My throat's a little scratchy now since I was screaming like Jamal does.
Look what he did to
Yeah,
himself.
but yeah, so I feel like that was part of it too. But that's just awesome.
That was good. I'll go in here and say, Alexandra said that John said his best song of all time is "Hello, How Are Ya" by Foiled Helmet.
Yep. So I just want to put that out
You
there.
could
Everyone
look-
loves
I
it.
think it might still be up on YouTube if you guys want to check
sure
that
it
out.
is.
But I remember him like singing. Oh, he was singing the out of that song. He
Yes,
really
he
loved
was.
it.
Let's see. What's another one here? Oh, it's your turn anyway, so go ahead.
I say it's my go.
My
Look at him
bad.
he's trying to have 2 turns in a row. I can't believe this, man. Okay, so this one we listened to a lot. See, when I look at it, I'm like 20, I guess it's freaking 20 years ago now, which I hate even mentioning that stuff
Right.
because like it makes me sad. I'll say that this album, I don't have that many because I listen to all my stuff on Spotify.
Yeah, me too.
I don't have that many like full albums like completely downloaded to actually my phone. I'll just like leave it, and if we're going on a trip or whatever, I'll download
Right.
like certain songs or whatever. I have this whole album like downloaded, so that shows how much I like it.
Yep.
I haven't listened to it that much lately, but I need to. The Beautiful Letdown, Switchfoot, 2003.
No lie, I'm not even kidding. That was literally gonna be the next thing I bring up. I was just looking at it. I was like,
Is it really?
Yeah, I'm like, I need to make sure I bring this up. I have a check mark. I think I just kind of casually mentioned it last time, but we didn't talk about it.
This is one of the albums that literally every single song is
Yep.
like
Banger.
good, and like you can listen
Yeah.
from it like front to back.
back,
Like
yeah.
literally Meant to Live, This Is Your Life, More Than
Yeah,
Fine.
I'm gonna say that
Animation.
reminds me of driving in the
Dare
blue
You to
van,
Move.
blue van with Dad after or buying it at Kmart, which is funny because we were talking about Tatiana about Kmart recently.
Oh yeah, about
That's where we used to
Kmart.
buy our CDs, but like him just repeatedly playing "Meant to Live," like especially the music
24,
video. Them
Add
like
Into the Noise.
such a good album. They just celebrated 20 years of that album, and they were like having people like re-record like songs for it in like their own like way and whatnot. I haven't checked it out
Really?
yet. Yeah, a couple of them I think I've listened. Like the
Excuse
John
me.
Bellion, I think maybe 21 Pilots. I could be wrong, but either way,
It's so good to me. And then like I know like later on people are like, oh, they're a Christian band
Yeah.
or whatever.
I feel like a lot of
But
them
you
were back
could-
then. Like Paramore was even considered one back in the day.
Yeah. Well, and especially that also makes me think of, but I forgot to add it on, but I'll give it like a little thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Flyleaf.
Actually, I had that on here. We kind of briefly mentioned it last time, but we never talked about. Yeah, their self-titled album, because that was a banger too. Like, what's cool is when I
So
went and
good.
seen Yellowcard this year, like I didn't even know they were there. We're like the Yellowcard was over walking back. I was with Thaddeus, Jonathan, and Alexandria. All of a sudden, I started hear this. Started singing "All Around Me." I was like, wait. I'm like, I need to wait a minute. I'm like,
Classic.
hold on. That song, I love that song. I mean, I'm so sick, obviously, because it's like ballsy and like screaming all that. It's cool, but all around me, I don't know. That's one of my favorite songs by them.
That's good too. That's
like,
so
yeah,
good.
they just start singing the chorus. I'm like, I need because no, they're at the pre-chorus because the I'm alive. I'm like, we gotta wait. She
was like, oh, I can't.
And it's like the OG singer too. Like Lacey's was like, even singing with them because she came back with them a couple years ago. Remember she left for a while, but it was like her.
Yeah,
it was
she
her
did.
too. I was like, I didn't even know they were here and they're playing. I'm like, I need to wait. I heard the chorus. I was like, okay, now we can leave. But I was like, I need to hear it live.
We can go.
Oh yeah, because I was also
But
kind of tired and whatnot. But I was like, oh, such a good album. I love that album. I remember back when we had, remember the main computer, and then Uncle Greg gave us his old computer, even though it was like super super slow, but it worked. And we had like off to the side. And I remember like using that to look up how to play. What was the other song they had too? It was I'm So Sick. Oh, Fully Alive. That was another song too. I remember like learning the chords for that like while using that old computer, as you're like listening to like the song on the other computer.
Oh yeah.
Man, that brings me back. Man, that Flavy, that was
memories.
fantastic. I'm debating between two of them here because we never really set a time frame, but I'll mention Marshall. It's okay. I'll mention this one. We the King self-titled album.
Oh yeah.
Like Check Yes
The
Juliet.
thing to me.
Go ahead. While I get the
What
checklist
year did
here.
that come out?
2007.
I'd say the thing to me that's crazy is I remember when that's
2007.
when it came out that Check Yes Juliet.
Yeah.
That was on there, right?
Yep. That's where the song was from.
And I remember that was like, I was like, oh dang, and I remember listening to it. But then it was like years later when we started like watching the bassist on YouTube.
Yep. Charles.
And
Shout
then
out to Charles. I can't speak.
Charles
Trippy.
Trippy. And then I was like, oh wow, yeah, he's in that band.
Yeah.
Like,
That's cool.
I didn't realize that.
But it's funny too because I remember when Uncle Don was in the hospital, and Alexander was just talking about randomly one day. She's like, you know, the bassist of We the Kings had a seizure, and now he has to have brain surgery. He has cancer. In my mind, I was like,
thanks for.
Yeah, I was
thanks,
like,
boo.
Yeah, thanks. But in my mind, I was like, that's a random thing to say because I haven't listened to We the Kings in years, and I thought it was the OG bassist, and it's not. But Tatiana again, 07 is such a good year. But yeah, like that album,
she loves that.
that's like one of those like no skip albums too. That starts out with Secret Valentine, Skyway Avenue, which when we were on Skyway Avenue in Florida, when we drove it that one time, I put that song on.
Jeremy said, "I'm making sure we're listening to this."
Check Yes Juliet, Stay Young, Whoa, August Forever, The Quiet, Don't Speak Liar, Headlines Reno, All Again for You, This Is Our Town. Check Yes Juliet, which they've said many, many times. I don't know if anyone else has heard it, but I'll just say it because they always like to say it. They said that was like a 11th hour song. Like they kept having this. Their what do you call it? Their producer kept trying to think of a song, and they just like couldn't come up with one. And finally, like Travis said, he wrote it when the album was supposed to come out in like really, really soon. And he's like, I want to record this song. And they're like, no, wait till the next one. He said, okay. And he said, nope, we got to record it. He said, they pushed the whole album back just for this one song. He said, and it changed their lives. So,
there you go.
Great song. So yeah, that's one on there too for me is, I remember watching the videos back in the day because I remember I got into them and then like after the second album, I kind of listened to them and then I just kind of like faded out. And then like, we started watching Charles again. It was around the same time I got into them.
Again.
Yeah, I got into them again, and then we met them at Warped Tour and stuff. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's my next one.
We did.
I see we're almost to the end, but that's okay. We still got a few more here. We'll be fine. Go right ahead.
This one I do this a lot with the band, and I'll mention two albums. It's usually ones that were like back to back,
right? Because like I said,
like the one that like
you heard in the one
first
following
heard about them.
Yeah,
and then I feel like a lot of times like that following one, I'm like, yeah. So
agreed.
The first one came out in 2004, Where You Want to Be. The second one was in 2006, Louder Now, by Taking Back Sunday.
I can't believe I didn't put those on here.
Make
Damn Sure was my back in the day.
I'll say, because that was the second one. The first one had A Decade Under Influence and This Photograph Is Proof, which were ones that I was like listening to. But to me, like the Louder Now one, that one had on it, The Liar, Make Damn Sure. Those were like so good. And I used to think like he had that's when I feel like it started with like he did it, Haley did it from Paramore with they had the
tape on the microphone,
cable, the long cable and the tape, and they would be like whipping it. And I was like, damn, that's so cool.
I've noticed that too with like recent music, like because then a lot of people like go to wireless microphones just because it's like easier or whatever. But I noticed a lot of musicians, Haley Williams included, like are going back to the wired microphones again. Like,
why? Cause just the look.
I guess so. I don't know. I mean, some people, I mean, sometimes they do wireless, whatever, but like even Harry Styles was doing a wired microphone, even though he's like playing like these big arenas. Like I don't know, just they figure easier or whatever, but it's just cool.
Yeah, I do remember seeing with the wired.
He did switch to a wireless for a while, but I think he might have went back. But either way, I don't know. It's just something that I mentioned. Maybe it's just because I like gear and I'm a nerd like that, but it's just something I noticed. But yeah, I remember especially in the Liar, or yeah, Make Damn Sure and Liar video, he's just like whipping that around the microphone and everything. Like,
yeah, he was.
Another thing cool about this photograph is proof, which turns out Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 did that, which I just realized I didn't put any Blink-182 albums on my list, which I don't know how. You could just mention, I would just say, Take Off Your Pants and Jack. And their self-title just immediately off the bat are two bangers right there for me. I listen to, especially the self-titled album. I still listen to that to this day. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't put that on there. I just realized.
How dare you?
Those are two albums that were like around the same time as Green Day that were like shaping my life around that time too. Because like you could say all of Green Day's on like Dookie, Insomniac, Nimrod especially. I listened to that, and then obviously everything from around that time too. But yeah, Blink-182.
And I do want to say,
go ahead.
Green Day's new album, I really do like it.
I do like it.
It's good.
Me too. It feels like older Green Day to me. And they said they went and recorded it in like the UK, and so they wouldn't like basically do the same thing over again. To me, one of my favorite songs on that album is really Dilemma. It's funny because we were watching this guy. Jamal's like, "Oh, I want to put this on." This guy reviews albums, and right away I'm like, "He sounds like a hater to me." He's like hating on it.
I feel like everything he listens to, I feel like he doesn't really like. And I think that's just like his thing.
Yeah. Alexander brought up a good one just now. She called it Blowing for Soup, but it's Bowling for Soup. And that was their, what album was that?
Oh, yeah, she said the song about the trucker
hat.
Yeah,
this is a song that reminds me of my trucker hat.
Trucker hat.
Oh, Hangover You Don't Deserve, 2004. That was a fantastic album, too. I still listen to that to this day. That's a fantastic album as well.
Yeah.
And the one before that, Drunk Enough to Dance, which that had Girl the Bad Guys Want on it.
Oh yeah, I listened to that not that long ago. That's a really good song.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. The Great Burrito Extortion Case, I listened to some of that, but honestly I listen to more of Hangover You Don't Deserve. Truck Right, that's a good song. That's a good album as well. I was gonna say something and I forgot. What were we talking about? Green Day, blah, blah, blah. Oh, just put that album. I like the new album. It sounds really good. I really, really enjoy it.
I think it's really good. And I like that there's a lot of what's after millennials?
Gen Z?
What are they? Are they Gen Z?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, whatever they are now, they're like apparently like really in I guess they're getting into Green Day. They're into Billy.
I have noticed. I think it's also part of the fact that like he was like he's like really worked on himself of like not because he had like problems with alcohol and like that before, especially everyone knows the iHeartRadio incident happened, which I mean it's not funny about it, but like he started just smacking his guitar and the bassist Mike just be like, oh, I'm gonna smash my bass after him, like he's like we'll do it together. But they said as soon as he walked off the stage, they said Mike looked at Billy and said you need to get help. It's like on the stage he's like I'm with my guy, but afterwards like yo you need to like work on yourself, but like I was watching when they were playing it at what was it? The New Year's Rockin' Eve or whatever, and like everyone was singing like the songs to Dilemma, like even the chorus. Like I was surprised when people were singing. They're like younger than me. Even when they did the thing with Jimmy Fallon when they were what do you call that? What the hell is that called? They did the subway thing, like where they pretended weren't them, but they weren't them.
Oh,
people were singing that song too. I will say this though about Green Day. I love them, whatnot. People always tend to cover Basket Case. It's a good song, but I feel there's other much better songs you could play. I know everyone knows it, but I feel it's so overcovered at this point. You can play. They said they have 14 albums.
Very simple song.
14 albums. Yeah, it is a very simple song.
Just to pick a different song.
Yeah, unless they don't want to play anything from American Idol because it's political, or whatever. But still, I just see a thing too, which I 100% agree. It was I think Rolling Stone. They came out with a list that they said of like the top 5 songs of Green Day that are underrated. And the number 1 song was What's Their Name? And I agree, because I feel that's a very underrated song by them.
Yeah, to me, but it's really good, though.
To me, I feel like Dilemma is like part 2 of that in a way, just kind of how it's played and how it sounds or whatever, but it's so good. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there. Now I'm going to mention...
He said, I just want to
know. And I'm going to mention really quick, because I've had it on here, I just didn't hold them back on saying anything about it, is Heavier Things by John Mayer.
Oh,
that reminds me of Battle Studios is the next one after that. I mean, I'll listen to it later in life, but Heavier Things, I also listened to around the same time we're listening to Yellow Card and Fall Out Boy and all that. I remember getting it from the library and putting it in that same CD player we were talking about and just cranking it, listen to like,
He's like, I'm going to listen to this.
see, they had Clarity, Bigger Than My Body, Something's Missing, New Deep, Come Back to Bed, Home Life, Split Sadness, Daughters, which Dad's listened to this day, so do I, but Only Heart, and then Wheel.
Yeah, he did.
But
I think Doug listened to that song a lot, too.
I think so, too. And then the one after him, Continuum, that was a good one. That's like has Waiting on the World to Change and like that. Gravity.
Another
Slow
good
Dancing
one.
in a Burning Room. Such a fantastic song as well.
Oh.
And then Battle Studios after that.
That's the one Marshall likes.
What? Slow Dancing in a Burning
I
Room?
feel like for a while, every time you like came to Mom and Dad's house, Marshall would be like hanging out the window.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that
Listen
song
to
was
Slow
playing.
Dancing. Went through his live album kick when I was listening to Slow Dancing in a Burning Room a lot. Edge of Desire is another good one of my favorite songs by him, too. But I wanted to throw that out there. Now we're just pretty going to go rapid fire. I was going to mention this time, but it's in 2012. So I don't know how far we're going, but it's a little too far. But
I'll say I just have like, I'll mention, I'll do wrap it on 2 and explain a little bit on one more. Newfound Glory, Hit or Miss in 2000.
I can't believe I didn't mention that.
Oh my God, I listened to that. And then I also Hello Goodbye, Zombies, Aliens, Vampires, Dinosaurs in 06.
How did I put? Did we listen to that too?
Love that, and it's such a different sound. Yeah. But then the two that also like are so special is from 04 and 06, Hawthorne Heights, If Only You Were Lonely, and The Silence in Black and White.
I literally thought about those the other day, and I meant to put them on my list, and I forgot. But Newfound Glory, cool thing about them is like, I like always listen to them and whatnot, and then I actually went and seen Yellow Card. There was like a co-headlining tour, but then we went in Chicago. Actually, Yellow Card was headlining, but we saw Newfound Glory and them, and I was like, this just brings me back. Like there were some songs they played I didn't think I knew, and they started playing them. I was like, I do know this song.
Oh yeah, I know this song.
Man, this is great. Yeah. I guess I'll do a couple rapid fire. One, I don't remember what album it's on. Actually, I probably should look real quick. Let's see. This is one of my all-time favorite songs of all time is on this album. It is on. I'm trying to look at all the other songs on here. Honestly, I don't remember a lot of the songs on this album, but it's Hopes and Fears by Keen, and the song is Somewhere Only We Know.
Oh,
that is
classic.
That is one of my all-time favorite songs of all time. Like,
classic.
I love that song. So I'll mention that one real quick. There was other songs they had too, but I don't remember what the hell they were. Was it on that album or was it on the next one? Like I can hear it in my head, but I don't remember what. Isn't Any Wonder? That's a good song. I used to hear all the time on Madden all the time back in the day. And then
back when people listened to music on Madden,
right? I mean, it used to be a big thing if your name was on there. Is It Any Wonder? But there was another song. What the hell was it? I don't remember. Was it on this one? Everybody's Changing was the name of the song I was thinking of too. That's a good one. Excuse me. I apologize.
Look at this guy burping on the mic.
One that was very good for me, but it's not like a lot of well known. But it was by Mr. Stubbe, The Insecurities, Show Your Teeth. It's just an EP, but classic. That's just like that's got a bunch of bangers on it. That's just so it's.
I'd say that's like a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
The music. Scene music from back.
I feel
definitely the Chicagoland area.
I say that one of these episodes we should do just compile a list of just bands from like just the Chicago area and like surrounding. Yeah, obviously not now. I mean we can do because there's a lot around here.
But they have some good music.
Yeah, especially like bands we play and whatnot. Let's see what else is on here. I'm just scrolling through. I mean pretty much any Yellow Card album because I had Southern Air. That was one for 2012. I was going to mention, but I was like, well, it's kind of far away, but. That's one of my all-time favorite albums, just like sonically, the way it sounds from them too. Especially Always Summer just reminds me of summer whenever I hear it.
He's like,
I just love it. And then When You're Through Thinking CS was a good one. Let me see what the name of this album I'm looking at here. Now we're getting to the final seconds. We're like, we need to mention everything that we forgot.
After rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Bam, 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 bam.
I know we'll never be able to remember everything.
No, you can mention one now while I look for the name of this album. Unless you don't have one.
Okay, well I already.
Oh,
no, I already.
Oh, well then
them all out there.
Homesick. A Day to Remember. That's the one I was looking at.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, 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 that's right.
He said that.
And one that's very good that a lot of people don't know about, but it should be because it's like #1 places was Theory Is by Love and Graffiti. That was a fantastic EP.
He's like, man, that was really good.
Really
I don't know
good.
if anyone listened to that.
So,
that's from your childhood?
Oh, yeah, big
Crazy.
time. It reminds me of childhood. I'm just kidding. I'm just scrolling through my list. So it looks like I've mentioned everything I wanted to mention. I mean, obviously there's more. Really quick songs that I have been listening to, which is funny because you literally just mentioned it. It was Green Day Dilemma, but now their album finally came out. I listened to it. We listened to it actually on the way to, or no, we didn't listen to it, or did we? No, when we went to breakfast.
We did.
On the way to breakfast, we listened to it.
We had it on, yeah.
Yeah, Jamal was funny because Jamal was asking him, I was like,
nostalgia.
listen to it? I'm like, we're listening to it right now. He's like, oh, this is pretty good. I'm like, I know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then something else I've been listening to is Steven Sanchez, which is his album Angel Face, which Steven Sanchez has that song, Until I Found You. And he did like another version with M. Byhold, who sings Little Bug or whatever it's called. Oh, what the hell is that?
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
Groundhog Day, whatever. Which is funny about her because I remember seeing her on TikTok, Groundhog Day. I was like, oh, this song slaps, whatever. So I started following her. And then I remember Numb Little Bug came out. You're like, oh, this song's great. I'm like, you should listen to Groundhog Day. It's really good. You're like, yeah, I'll get around to it. And you finally did. You're like, oh, this song's pretty good. I'm like,
good.
I know.
It was really good.
But yeah, Steven Sanchez, that's. I sent the song to Jamal and Brandon once, and it's just his songs remind me of like the 50s and 60s. Like that's the kind of style of the music that he's like making for that album. But it's another album that's a story from front to back, and it's very, very good.
Got to do it
Yeah.
all the way
so
through.
that's my recommendation. Check that out. Steven Sanchez, Angel Face. So I'm listening or looking back at everything I listed. I have a check mark on everything. I'm sure, like I said, there's a ton of more stuff we didn't mention.
There'll be
I can't
more.
remember.
We'll probably have to revisit this
Which is
series.
fine.
But
yeah, so yeah, let us know in the
our
comments.
next
Yeah,
series-
not to cut you off, but let us know in the comments if you do want us to list off some albums from bands that we grew up with, like in around our area in Chicago and surrounding area. Let us know if you want to hear that.
Local,
yeah, let us know if you want to hear
scene.
that. But yeah, sorry, Felicia, go ahead and you can see the next thing after I cut you
I
off
was
again.
going to announce our next series we're going to be doing. I'm not sure how many parts it's going to be yet. We'll see once we start compiling our list together. Is going to be, because this one was music that shaped us, all about the music growing up. So the next one is going to be on movies. I know we kind of touched on some Christmas movies before in a Christmas episode. But this time, Tanya says, ooh. Alexander says, yay.
So they like it.
Just different movies growing
Alexander
up.
also says yay
there's
because
going to be a lot.
Alexander also says yay because that was her idea too, was movies.
Oh, yeah, it was part of her idea. So I know there's going to be a lot because it'll be like, obviously, movies that were on theater. There was a lot back then that were just like straight to, I wasn't say DVD, but it was VHS.
I might remember
And,
all
like
of them too,
the
because
ones
there's
that
going to
were
be a
on
lot.
Disney Channel. So yeah, I'm definitely going to have to be doing some
research on that.
some digging for that.
I already have one on top of my head that everyone's
so
always
also
mentioned, but
comment
I'm not
yours.
going to. Yeah, I'm sure there's one Felicia already knows
He's like,
I'm going
"I'll
to talk
wait."
about because I always talk about it and how much it's one of my all-time favorite movies. But I'm not going to mention it. You're going to have to watch the podcast and listen to the
You're gonna
podcast to
tune in?
find out.
So make sure you're comment some of your favorite movies too,
Yeah, your
and
favorite
we can
albums from this week,
comment,
yeah.
bring up some of your guys's, and make sure you're still commenting because that also is going to be your entries for our next giveaway coming up.
Yeah.
Um,
And Tatiana Alexander, while we
and-
wrap this up, is there any, since you're in the chat here, is there any albums or movies you can think of right now that you're a big fan of or like you remember growing up listening to? They're in there.
yeah, so we give them a minute or two to comment on that. I'll just briefly mention on if you're thinking about doing something and you thought about it for a while, I said just do the because I bring this up because I finally got my septum pierced here. Just got it like yesterday.
It's funny
I was like,
because we
when
went to
did
the
I get
Bucks
this done? It was
game.
yesterday.
We just got through security. I turned to Felicia. I looked back. I said, "Did you get a new piercing?" Jamal's like, "Oh, it's
I was
fake."
like, yeah.
I'm like, "Wait, what is it?" And then I'm like, "Wait, is it real? Is it fake?" She's like, "No, it's real." I look. I'm like, "That is real." I'm like, "That looks real."
Yeah, it is.
How long have you been wanting
Because
that?
I've wanted it for a while, and
I know you've talked about it before. I know Tatiana's been going back and forth.
I
That she wants one
know.
too.
She's not old
I know,
enough
but I
yet,
mean, like
though.
when she gets old enough. I mean,
I remember whenever Haley Williams got
Mhm.
one,
I remember that.
like years ago.
Brand
and I
New
was like,
Eyes
"Gosh,
album.
It's cool. And then I was like,
Oh no,
"Damn,
sorry,
that's cool,
Final
I want
Riot.
it."
Final Riot.
And then I had got the ones on the side, right? And I
Mhm.
had two hoops there. And I'm like, I'm not going to do a septum and two hoops. Like, that's too much. So I just went classic and got like
Yeah.
little studs there. And then I was like, part of it too was like, I'm like, oh, it's going to hurt. And then like just doing the dumb stuff, I'm like, oh, other people are going to think it's stupid. Oh, what is so-and-so going to say about this? And then I was like, nope. I'm like, Felicia, you do it for yourself and do it for not so much childhood Felicia, but like teenage, early 20s
Right.
Felicia. Cause she wanted that bad.
Mhm.
So
That's
I was
part of the
like,
reason we bought our Doc Martens too a couple years ago.
that's true. Jamal was like, just do it. He's like, it'll look good. Just do it. He's like, you don't like it to piercing, whatever, take it
Yeah.
out. I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, oh, it's going to hurt. But I was like, oh, I'll just go.
Yeah.
So I went and the lady was like, she's like, the most painful part or like uncomfortable part's going to be the clamps. I'm like, yeah, okay. But like, really, it was like literally like the needle going through. It wasn't like, it was nothing.
That's good.
But people say it's easy to heal. So Good for me. All right, let's see what they say. Alexander said, I can't remember album names, so just bands that I remember are All American Rejects, Bowling for Soup, Blink-182, and I can't think of this. Oh, I can't think this fast. All I don't know what else right now.
And Tatiana said, see, it wasn't
And-
painful for long.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was
You're
just
right.
funny, though, too, because, like, I literally was with her for 2 days at that point, and I left early afternoon to, like, go home, take a shower, and, like, visit mom and dad before the
for
game.
like a few hours.
Yeah, like, what, like 4 hours maybe, if that? And all of a sudden, I'm like,
Mhm.
what? Where did this come from? So, yeah.
Well, because I thought about going. Jamal's like, go. He was like, go Thursday then. And I was like, we have like time in between like doing nothing right now. I was like, I'll just get it because I'm like, we're off, and I'd rather have more time to
Right.
heal before.
Plus, you
going
know,
back
show
to
off
work.
for the podcast, you know.
Yeah, right. Did it for you guys.
Just for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I see Tatiana hasn't mentioned any artists, so maybe she's just going to piggyback off us, I guess.
Plus, it's cute. Thanks, Alexandria. So yeah, they didn't, but you guys can continue commenting down below, and don't forget you can leave us an audio message. We'll play it on the podcast.
Yep.
Jeremy, go ahead and tell them again how they can do that.
Anchor.fm/so-we-don't-forget. And if you just go in the show notes of episode on Spotify, it will be there, and leave a message. I believe you do have to make an account.
right.
Mac the Donna has been our one and only message so far, so that's all I can think of. Tatiana
Really
said,
cool.
I know I like Green Day one where it sings about his dad. That's Wake Me Up When September Ends.
Classic song. So don't forget, keep the comments coming. Like you said, it was kind of like a reset week, but we're still here doing the podcast
That's
though,
right.
because I mean this is fun. So yeah, we'll hopefully getting out some more reels and stuff and our new episode. And don't forget to keep commenting to enter our next giveaway. So until next time, we are So We Don't Forget. I'm Felicia.
And I'm Jeremy.
Toodles.
Toodly doo doo.